Welcome back to the New Orleans Saints Prospect Spotlight, where we scout players in our Madden 17 draft class and then recreate them in NCAA 14 based on their attributes that we have information on through the scouting report. Today we have corners, and if you want to see the full cornerback class, make sure to click on the big board link in the description below. We have 5 corners to talk about, and we will start off with Aaron Dever, corner LSU. The number 1 corner in the draft class for the second straight season comes out of LSU, and Dever, a converted wide receiver, missed all of last season with a torn ACL, which allowed Jocqua Fassitt to become the number 1 guy in Louisiana. He's a ball hawk. He's the best interception artist in the class, leading the FBS in interceptions in 2014 with 9, and has 5 through 8 games this year. His man coverage skills are a bit down after the injury, but he hopes to rebound in year 2, but his instincts are unmatched at the position. He is an excellent zone corner with good man coverage skills. Hopefully he is able to recover and become a little bit more fluid, especially on that left leg in which he suffered the injury. But he collapses down and makes some big plays in the run game. And all in all, he is just a special talent. The fact he is a projected mid-first rounder, as a lot of these guys are, says something about this cornerback class, which really only had 1 or 2 good corners projected early. Obviously, there are a lot of really good corners in last year's draft class that have emerged, but coming in, there really wasn't much, and this year is very different. We have a few blue chippers. Next up, we have Corey Whiteside, corner Oregon. He is the most complete corner in this class, and he might be my favorite corner in this class. He has allowed 14 receptions on 38 targets with 9 passes defensed so far this season. That was one of them, facing off against Washington. He also leads the FBS in run stops for corners, as he's just an all-around excellent player. He's a tall, long corner who, despite not having a ton of interceptions, is always around the ball, always in the vicinity, always making plays for his team, and he has an incredible motor. He'll go sideline to sideline if need be. He's great in press coverage. He's a good zone corner. He's a good man corner. He's not the best at those 2 things, but the combination of being so good at both makes him lethal for the number 6 Oregon Ducks. Someone to definitely watch. That 6 foot, very good player. We're going to have to see how he does at the combine to solidify a top 15 spot. Next up, we have Christian Hightower from UCLA. He is the best zone corner in this class. Only issue with him is that he gets a little bit anxious because he's not a great man-to-man corner. He sometimes overextends in his zone assignments. He will occasionally try and jump a route, and it can get him into a little bit of trouble. I mean, it'll get him burned occasionally, but that's something that you kind of expect. An aggressive corner. He has great anticipation and has the height to match up versus any wide receiver. His man-to-man coverage is not ideal, but he also always has his eyes on the quarterback. Will occasionally look in the backfield a little bit too long trying to make a play in the run game. But he's a willing and able tackler and somebody who you definitely want on your defense. Like I said, he's not a great man-to-man corner. He might not be a burner either in terms of speed, but he's very instinctual, and he can collapse down and make some big plays, as he's going to do right here. 4th and 2 on the goal line, and watch Christian Hightower just flatten Vincent Leonard for that stop and a turnover on downs. And lastly, we have a dynamic duo from Clemson, Darian Williamson and Joey Foote. Foote is a projected late 2nd rounder, Williamson projected mid to late 1st rounder. But they've been best friends since they were in preschool. Both born and raised in South Carolina, and they played together for 3 years on the varsity football team in high school, winning the state championship each year. When Foote was offered a full ride to Clemson, he made sure Williamson would follow him there before accepting the offer. And even though Clemson was the only place that offered Joey Foote a full ride, he was willing to turn it down if Darian Williamson didn't want to play there. That is some brother type of stuff, and Foote is just a huge hitter. But When Foote was offered the full ride, he made sure, like I said, Williamson would follow him there. These two corners have played opposite one another for 6 years total, combining high school and college, and consider each other brothers. Foote, the hard-hitting zone corner who has a lot to prove in the NFL, and Williamson, the young, speedy man-to-man corner who still needs to grow to become a well-rounded player. They did a great job together, kind of how Sean Smith and Marcus Peters coexisted and complemented one another last season for the Kansas City Chiefs. That's exactly what Darian Williamson and Joey Foote are to one another. They always are making plays, and Joey Foote with an incredible tackle here on the corner blitz. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm Moonlightswami, and this was the Prospect Spotlight. I'll be talking to you guys later. Peace!